He's Metz. He's Tass. It's the Metzger Tassoul Show.
Our superstar.
Hey, buddy. All right. Are we live already?
I think we're live. Yeah, I think we are. What's the sweatshirt? What is all the? Are those Roman numerals? I can't see that.
Vans?
Oh, never mind. I couldn't see. Yeah, it's my I need glasses.
Yeah, man. Hey,
well, X. Technically, that's an X, right? And then a V. If you're just glancing at it, it looks like Roman numerals.
It says 2023.
Got it. Perfect.
Or Vans.
Perfect.
Yeah, no problem. So we want to get people on. This is a fun topic, and man,
it'll be less fun if we just go over our wins. If we have people participate, it'll be better.
I was going to say, do you think this is one show where people might actually post some of their biggest wins of 2022? And I mean, business, speaking from a business standpoint, right. I don't need to know about your new car for 2022. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. You guys out there.
That could be important to you. That could be a big win.
There it is. You guys.
You
know what I'm talking about.
But if you'd like to tell us about your new car, you can.
You can. It won't be, we may not just post it up, but you can. We want to hear about your biggest wins of 2022 in the industry. Let's motivate this industry, because I have, not for me, but I'd like to brag on some people, that had it. There it is.
Mr. Desjardins, it looks like his new smart car. Congratulations, sir. That's awesome.
And red, my favorite color.
I had one of those once. Did some advertising on it. Then my insurance was more than my car payment on that. And the best thing was I had to return it after the lease was up. You know that smart car is made by Mercedes-Benz, right? So I returned it to the Mercedes-Benz dealership. So
you had a smart car? Would you take out the front seats, or is there even a back seat in that car?
No, actually, it's actually pretty spacious.
Is it really?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't drive it much. We just drove it and we parked it, and we had it wrapped.
Wow. Hey. Yes. All right. Perry's going to fill in for a second here.
Okay. All right. Thanks,
all right,
Sil.
look at this, though. Look at Mr. Lockett. Perry, jump in there and talk about
Mr. Lockett. 40% growth versus 2021. That's fantastic news. Fantastic news. Anybody else want to share? And by the way, Mr. Lockett, I'm just curious. 40% revenue growth or student growth or both? I'm just curious to know. And I know, Mr. Perry, you guys down in Orlando.
These guys killed it.
Had it, yeah, and are finishing strong yet this year, right?
The strongest year yet. Yeah, absolutely. Whoa.
Hey.
Perry was good having you.
Yeah, let's bring it in.
It's good having you. Well, we'll be seeing you.
Perry, thanks for everything.
You're very welcome. Guys, thanks for my...
All right. So, biggest win. So, Mr.
Man.
Lockett, 40% growth.
Yeah. And I had asked him if that was gross revenue, which I assumed it was, or if that was, students, just so we could get clarity. So that's fantastic. That's great.
Hey, why is it that when I get back on the show, viewership drops? When Perry got on, it jumped up. What's with that?
Yeah, he's better looking bald guy than you.
Unbelievable.
More than double net. Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Good for you.
Hey, last week we did women in the martial arts industry. Had a ton of live people on. Talk about the biggest wins of 2022 and crickets. Hey, I really wish more people would tune in, because I'd like to tell everybody about the new record that has been set. I believe in the entire martial arts industry. Personally, I think it's been set for the industry. Would you think that?
You know what? That's a great point. And I would 100% agree with that. Yeah, for a single location, yes, absolutely. I don't know that there's anybody that would have even come close to top of that.
All right. Well,
no one's going to believe us anyway. So we might as well keep with the theme of the show and just keep wowing people and make sure that they don't believe us.
Well, it's okay. So, hey, everybody, talking about biggest wins of 2022.
Foundations for Mr.
And
Carlos Desjardins. Doing
price
foundations
structure.
was a win, and pricing structure was a win. And that's a win. That's the gift that keeps on giving, right? You put that in once and it keeps on giving. That's awesome. Great to hear. And look at this. Okinawan School of Karate, best month ever. 16.5 at the holiday event and still counting. Good for you. Can you read all of Mr. Lockett's there? Metz, can I interrupt you just for a second?
That's not a record. That's it.
Oh. If that's not a record. Okay.
So look, I'm typing this in.
Upgrades in place. Great news. Yeah, those are big wins, man.
Barry, go ahead and share this to the thing just so we can get some viewers.
Oh, that's why you look so focused. You're like,
yeah, I'm typing. So hey, check this out, everybody. I believe, and I'd like to hear your input on this. But we do a holiday sale. I think everybody should do a holiday sale. It gives your customers an opportunity to save money on everything you offer in your school, from uniforms to sparring gear to private lesson packages to testing fees if you charge them, to tuition, the whole nine.
Stamps, everything, yes.
I believe this is a record for the industry. I won't mention the name because this is more public, right? But I put the location. Here it is. We have one of our elite clients did their holiday sale, and their 1 day total for their sale is, there it is.
Boom.
$271,700 deposited in the bank, 1 day cash intake at their school. By the way, I'll put this in there for all of you who was already saying it.
It is not contract value, number one. I know what you're typing. But it's not contract value. Like you said, that's cash in the bank, $271,700. That's incredible. And it is also not.
Well, I put what their recurring tuition went down.
Okay.
Their recurring tuition, their recurring billing went down $1,300, and they did $271,700 in 1 day at their holiday event. And again, I believe that is a record probably for the whole martial arts industry. One location. Everybody here should say, well, how many students do they have? Well, they have 3,000 students at their one location. I'm only kidding. Go ahead, Tass. What were you going to add on to that?
Well, I was just going to say, you were going one direction, I was going the other. But the other thing is most people are going to say that's not even possible. How is that possible? Like,
I know.
And when you ask the question, how is it possible? The question is, how is the tone that you're asking that question? How is that possible? Or is it, man, that's incredible. How is that possible? Like, I need to learn more about that. And how is that possible? Because if I could only do 10% of that and do 27,000 in my school in 1 day, if I could do half of what this guy did, like, how did he do it? I'm just curious, how did he do it? And that's the better question to ask yourself, right? As opposed to, like, not believing it, or it's some sort of fictitious thing because at the end of this, we're going to try and sign people up for some program they don't want or need, or whatever the deal is, right? But it's incredible.
And that school is between 350 and 400 active students. And the reason why we say that is we look at an average, and I can't remember, between 350 to 400 active students, and they generated $271,700. And for me, I have not done that in one location. I mean, I haven't done it. I don't think there's a consulting company or person out there that's done that in one location in 1 day. By the way, our second place is over 200,000. I mean, it's not an anomaly. We have, what would you say, a dozen or more over 100? I mean,
yeah,
like a couple dozen over 100,000
right
in 1 day, right? It's not an anomaly. But 271,700 is definitely a new record. And by the way, this helped his customers and his students. It helped, obviously, the business, the cash flow, the staff. I mean, it's a win-win-win all the way around.
The other thing I want to just, bring to light so people understand, because sometimes when you guys see these numbers, you may go, oh, well, they're just pre-selling summer camp. These are schools that don't do all day, every day summer camp. Just to be clear about that,
Right.
Because summer camp at 180 or $200 a week or whatever it is, and pre-sell, yeah, there's a lot of revenue there, but that's none of these schools do summer. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but I just want to be clear.
Oh yes, it is. It's a headache. It's a long day.
That's not where the revenue came from, right?
Right, exactly. No after-school pickup programs, everybody. So I don't know. This is the stuff that inspires our elite family and our CMA family and everybody else. It's inspiring when somebody sets a new bar. And when he called me and told me, he just said, I followed the systems. And to be fair, everybody, he's been a client of mine. I started working with him maybe 12 years ago, 13 years ago. And so, they got better and better and better at the systems, but I couldn't be more proud of him. And I couldn't be more proud of that benchmark now for the industry. And look, I just know some of you are going to come up with your own self-defense answers of, you're nickel and dime, you're whatever. I mean, you could do that, or you can repeat it and do it and see how you're helping your clients as well as your business.
If you knew who it was, and you knew the level of high level martial artist he was, and his students, and I mean, the integrity of this guy, like you there's no way you'd ever say any of those things. You just wouldn't, and you couldn't.
Right. Yeah, world champion, high level students, traditional school, traditional karate school. Anyway, so I look at that as a big win. Another big win for us is we just opened a new location last Monday. So a week ago Monday, we just opened last Friday, not even a week ago. Last Friday was the official first day. We opened a new location. What is this? No summer camp this year, and our gross revenue is about $50K more this year.
Love it.
Congratulations. Fantastic. And again, not that there's anything wrong with summer camp. Here's let me tell you what I believe the problem with after school pickup programs in summer camp is. The problem with after school and summer camp is if that's how you're staying in business. And that's not necessarily a problem. But I believe if we are in the martial arts industry, I don't think any of us were students in class wanting to dream of being an instructor, a dream of opening our own school, to not be able to pay our bills by teaching martial arts class in the evening like traditionally it's done. Now, some people would say, well, that's the old way. The new way is you have these kids for 4 hours a day and that's fine. The problem is if that's your end all be all and without that you couldn't stay in business, do both. Understand the business side of the evening program of martial arts, where it's people that come to you because they want to learn martial arts, as opposed to running a service where people need to come to you because parents work and they need a place for their kids to be. And it's either you or a daycare center building Legos. I think you're better. You provide more value, everything else, but it's a necessity. And that's okay. That's a business model in itself. But I don't think it should be one or the other. I think you should make sure that you have systems in place to run both. The problem is a lot of people jump to an after-school program because they don't understand the business of the evening and how to generate revenue and be successful in the evening. And I guess it's okay. It's just a different model. It's a different model. And I just don't believe that's what everybody dreamt of as a student, but I could be wrong on that. By the way, the gentleman who did the 271,000, one location, no after school, like I said, none of that stuff, no after school pickup programs, all that. They're on pace to come in just under 2 million for revenue for the year. $2 million, one location in revenue, right? Yeah. I got a text last night, one location from another gentleman in New Mexico. They're over $1 million. Got another text from Chicago, right? Illinois. What was their number, Tass? They're over $1 million.
They're at 1.1, I think, right now.
1.1 million, no after school in any of these. Then we have the other gentleman who owns the 2 buildings. What's he going to do this year, Tass?
I don't know. He just sent me a text today. We're going to get on a phone call and talk. So,
but it's over $1 million.
Yeah, for sure. Sure.
Yeah, he's averaging
maybe 1.3, 1.4 this year could be.
Yeah,
eventually.
Right. So my point is get these systems, make some changes for 2023 if that's important to you, right? If you want to be able to take the best care of your staff, if you want to have systems that are duplicatable, where your quality is not, your floor is one thing. Be the best instructor you can. That's awesome. Take your floor. That's this part of it. Now take the business and be just as good in the business, right? And then be able to duplicate that if you want to. If you don't want to, don't do it. But don't duplicate it because you can't do it, or you don't know how to do it, or your feeling is, I don't want more than one location. It's too many headaches. That means you don't know how. You don't know how to do it. I mean, as I said, we just opened a new location last Friday. We already signed a lease for our next location at the end of the first quarter that will open up, and we will continue to open. But we put actually more training into training our instructors and our staff as we do on the business side. But we have systems in place to where we want to provide a great service, a great product, but we want to be able to give people an opportunity to make a great career in the martial arts business. And if you're interested in that, you got to make some changes for 2023. Can anyone else share some big wins?
And by the way, what I was going to say to you, Metz, and anybody on here is the, big wins could be a bunch of little wins that add up, right? The reason you opened up a new location is not because we just all of a sudden opened a new location. There's a lot of little wins that were happening, from instructor training, hiring new people, getting new people involved. So we have the staff and the team to go have that big win. So like I see Mr. Desjardins on here that has, these small wins of doing foundations, pricing structure, upgrades. Those all end up to be a very big win at the end of the day. So keep in mind these small wins as well.
And I don't know if anyone, if somebody's watching this where they can drop this in there, but here's one of the things that MAIA, the Martial Arts Industry Association, MAIA, the parent company is Century Martial Arts. Century Martial Arts gave birth to MAIA to help the industry grow. MAIA is doing or offering a free school audit, a free academy audit, where if you're interested, we're going to put a link in here. If you're a MAIA Elite client, we do that with you all the time. You don't need to do it. But if you want a free audit, what we're going to do is we'll get on a call with you. We're going to ask you some questions. We're going to go through everything from where are your weak points? Where are the challenges? Because most of us in this industry say, I need more students. I just want more students. But we're going to look at, is it an enrollment issue? Is it a setting the appointment issue? Is it a conversion issue? Is it a trial system issue? Is it a retention issue? Is it a student value issue? What is your revenue streams in each of the 5 profit centers? We're going to give you that for free. We'll kind of tell you where your issues are. If you think you want to sign up for a service with us, great. If you want to just take the free advice and go to work and fix it, either way, there's nothing to lose here. You're going to win on this. But this was something that MAIA came up with to see how we can help schools. But I also understand, I got to say it, there's a lot of people that are afraid of the work, right? And 2, a lot of people are afraid that, it's just a sales ploy. They just want to sign us up in a program. Yeah, we do. We want to sign you up because we know we're going to change your school's life and your business life. However, you can do it if you want, but I also will tell you that if you call us and you got 20 students, we're not going to sign you up for anything. We're going to give you free tips and advice and tell you to call us back when you get to 50 students. And then we'll see where you're at if we have a base program for you. But at the end of the day, we're going to give you free tips and tell you and identify where your issues are. And one of the things that I love about what we do is we tell you how and we tell you why. We're not going to just tell you, oh yeah, you could be doing $100,000 a month. We're not going to tell you that. We'll tell you exactly how you would do that and why you would do that and break it down so you understand that it's not just talk. But the problem is you got to know where your issues are. You got to know where the issues are in the school. And if you have 100 students, and you guys can do the math, if you have 100 students and you're not doing over $20,000 a month without after school or summer camp, without that, if you don't have 100 students in the evening, you're not doing over $20,000 a month, we have a student value problem. We have a problem understanding the 5 profit centers. If you have a high attrition rate, or if you don't even know your attrition rate, you might say, how do you keep track of all these numbers and stats? That's a problem in itself. We're going to just tell you how to do that, and then go do it and get back to us and let us know where your issues are. But we'll do a free audit, and there's the link if you're interested. But let's see.
Those are always fun for me because, here's what we know. What we do works for everybody, but not everybody works the system, right? Number one. And number two is that everyone's in a little bit different place, though we all need the same things in our school. We all need to recruit, we all need to retain, we all need to generate revenue. But on an individual basis, which again is why I believe we have such great results with our clients, because on an individual basis, we're going to find out what lever we're going to move for you. That's going to move you the fastest in the direction that you want to go. So you could hear us talking about recruit. I've got plenty of clients that don't need any help on the recruitment side. It happens to be a retention issue. Well, if we just focus on that one thing, and this is where people have a hard time understanding how retention equates into dollars. But in most of those schools, that's a 6-figure adjustment when we adjust their retention, where we take their attrition from 6% to 5% or 5 to 4, but we move by 1%. That's typically, for those types of schools, it's about $100,000 a year. So I'm not going to work on generating more students necessarily when we have an attrition problem, right? Same thing. If we've got revenue challenges, we're going to work on certain things there. So we are able to identify through that audit what is the fastest way to get you from where you are to where you want to go, and the easiest way to get there, so that we can cut through the clutter and not focus on these other things that might be okay right now, and just streamline towards the challenge and get it fixed.
Yeah, and by the way, like Mr. Costa, still struggling with he's an elite client, still struggling with new student count going up, but grew gross for this year over 60,000 this year. When you get more students, you naturally will incur more expense at some point. The more students you have, the more staff you may need, the more space you may need, the more merchandise you may need, right? The more targets, equipment. That's not good. We want to increase your student count, but he grew his gross by 60,000 and struggling with getting the new student count up. So he necessarily maybe didn't increase his active count, but he increased his gross by 60,000. And that's what I was saying earlier, where if you have 100 students and you're not doing 20,000 a month, we got to fix that, right? Because most of you, for example, if we ask this all the time, Cass, well, how many students do you have? We have 100 students. What do you charge? $100 a month. Do you give family plans discounts? Yes or no? Let's just say no. It's $100 a month. We have 100 students. Well, great. What are you grossing? 8,000. you know, right? Right?
Yeah.
Or some schools will say, hey, we got 200 students. We charge, well, I'll say this. Well, how much is your billing check each month? How much is your recurring billing? We're bringing in $8,000 a month on billing. What are you grossing? 8,500. That's a problem. That just means you just don't know. Let Maya help you for free.
There's by the way, he said 8,000, 8,500. There are schools that are grossing or billing 30,000 a month, and they're doing 35,000 a month in their school. So it's on all ends, guys.
Right.
And that's a problem as well, right? When your billing is the majority of your income, or any more than 50% of your income, there's opportunities that you're missing. Let me just say it that way. That's
yes, great. And I always know no one ever believes.
Or I don't think everyone.
He's reaching for his stats so he can show you what they've done in gross and what they've done in billing. I have a feeling.
Yeah.
Because we do. We always feel like we need to like prove, what's going on.
Yeah,
Well,
I have.
dude, our billing, I don't have my stat sheet in front of me, but our billing this month is 16K and we're at 89,000 right now. And talked to the team last night. They're 99% confident they're going to break over 100K.
Yeah, I mean, look, and the thing is, some people would say, and by the way, guys, listen, this is important. This is important for you guys as school owners. Stop making up your own beliefs on what you think we're doing to do that, and figure it and ask us, and we're going to tell you. And if you don't think it makes sense and you don't think it's good for your customers or your students, don't do it. But if it is good for your customers, if it is good for your students, if it is good for your business, if it is good for you, and if it is good for your staff, wouldn't you want to do it? I mean, I would think so, right? And I'm just pulling this up because I got the latest November, because I got all my stats for November. Okay.
Oh, isn't that pretty?
But here it is. I mean, and this is the thing. I mean, our billing in November. There you go. Can you see the billing?
Is that the 181,018?
Right. And then there's the gross.
The 457,368.
Right. And next to that was November, but next to that, 176 and whatever that is.
Yeah, 387.
And next to that,
Yep.
whatever that. My point is, like, that's the months, right? Your billing check, I say it all the time, and I don't. The reason why I don't know if the industry really believes us is, well, I shouldn't say this, right? Because we do get a lot of calls, but I just don't think we get a lot of calls compared to how many people are in the industry. And that tells me you just don't believe it. Or it tells me you think we're cheating people or something. Oh, well, thanks, Tass. Thanks for joining us today. Anyway, so my point is, guys, if you want to make changes for 2023, okay, or if you want to scale or grow, because I remember what it was like to be on this wheel year after year and feel like, man, we're kind of growing, we're going down, we're growing, we're going down, we're kind of, right? If you want to make the changes, then you got to make, or if you want to grow, you got to make some drastic changes in your business and what you do. Tass, what were you saying before I cut you off? Because we can't have you saying that on the live.
I know. That's the cancel culture. I got canceled. No, I don't know. That was surprising. I don't know why I got cut off there. And I don't remember what I was saying. So it's all good.
Well, we were talking about, billing and gross and just growing for 2023. And, we hope to, I hope this is inspiring, right? And these are gross numbers, so it's not like anything, but that's our tuition for the year through November, right? Through November, no after school pickup programs, right? And then I'm showing you this because I'm just trying to show you it is possible. It is possible. And you guys, we're in an industry where we're changing lives. We're in an industry where we're changing and bettering the communities. We're in an industry where we're saving lives. I mean, people that are one hamburger away from a heart attack might join your school, start exercising, get disciplined, start eating better, and get in shape. I mean, we're doing we're all martial artists and we all believe in it, and it changed our lives, I think. Let's scale. Let's impact more people. And you can do that through growth, right? Financial growth and more locations or bigger facilities, but you got to do it right. And there's a right way and there's a better way. Go ahead, Tass.
You said, and I just came back to me. You had, we're talking about, just don't let people believe us necessarily. It's because we're not getting a lot of people. We get people to call, but compared to the industry, not a lot of people. So where I was going with that, I was just having a conversation with you. I think it was last night, and I saw a post on Facebook. And I'm seeing everybody make comments about, well, here's what you could have done, but now the season's over and it's past. And I just don't operate that way. I'm like, well, there's like, who's tapping out on December? I mean, it's just silly to me to think in the last week alone, from Tuesday through Saturday, we generated $67,000 in revenue. And you can do a great job in a short amount of time. I had a client yesterday that's got, he only has 60 students, and he went into a school and filed a couple things, and he had 2 people that decided they were going to renew their program, and they paid in full. He had 5 more people. He sent me a message yesterday. 5 more people booked. He had 3 people come in because now he had the confidence and he was feeling the mojo. So after he had these 2 people pay in full for a renewal, as an example, right? He had these 3 people come in. He enrolled all 3 people, and they all did some sort of monthly option. So by the way, he just replaced any of the monthly billing that he took off with these 3 new people. But it was a snowball effect because he was excited about what he had just accomplished. And on the call just 3 hours earlier, the guy was feeling defeated. And then he booked 5 more appointments to talk to people. That happened in a 2 to 3 hour time span, team. So it's a mindset issue, and we can absolutely make it happen. But there was somebody on Facebook yesterday, and I was watching all the comments, and I commented and asked a question because I truly believe that I can still help them in the month of December. But it's crickets, right? There's no answers, there's no replies, and we can't help if you don't reach out for it. That was the point.
And that's the gentleman we talked about last night, right?
Yeah.
By the way, when you mentioned paid in fulls, Tass, right? People go, oh yeah, paid in fulls. I just showed you our billing for the year in 11 months, 7 schools. I want to be fair, 7 schools is almost $1.9 million. It's not like we sacrifice our billing.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So there is a system to this. There is a system, and we happen to know the system because of doing this for 20 years of consulting one-on-one schools. Anyway, look, here's the deal, everybody. I want 2023 to be your year. That, by the way, just so you know, the gentleman who did 270, the gentleman who's going to do like just under $2 million one location pays the same amount of money to be in my elite as the school who's going to do 200,000 this year in one location. We don't make any extra money if you're successful. We just love seeing people become successful, right? And driven. And it's the industry that built us, that gave us everything. We need your help. You guys, hey, come to our Game Changers event. Check it out. Come to our Game Changers event. Look at this schedule. We'll put this out. But this is a crazy schedule. This is March 24th and 5th, right? But look at these tracks that we have going on. And there's the third page down here too. But my point is we got some awesome things. We have a guest speaker coming in, but more about wow, did you see that?
No, I did not. What was that? What is that?
Wow. Do you hear it?
Oh, thunder and lightning?
Massive. We're in the lightning capital of the world here in Orlando, but sorry, the corner of my eye, I thought my days were done.
That's what happens when I come to town. There's the thunder and the lightning, baby.
Wow. All right, I got to stop lying. We can't help you guys. I'm sorry, God. We don't help anyone. We just need to get your money. We got bills to pay.
You have thunder and lightning. We have 4 inches of snow today.
Wonderful. Anyway, my point is I'm very, very conscious of this at our events, that we cannot be all motivational and we can't be all educational, and we certainly can't just be all training on the mat. So you can't see it on here because we're going through it, but every track, every seminar is broken up into like motivational mindset and inspiration, and educational, which is the nuts and bolts, the systems of exactly what to do and how to do it. And then we have on the mat training for people that want to bring their instructors to get on the mat training, everywhere from BJJ to drills, martial arts, karate drills, that you can do on the floor to generic drills that you can add into any classroom. But I'm really excited about the March 24 and 5. I'm excited about Jay McGowan talking about creating, not waiting for opportunities. And, people say you got to think outside the box. His thing is why have a box? Don't even put up a box, right? And I'm just excited. And if there's anything that I can do to encourage all of you to not sign up with us, like don't sign up with MAIA, the Martial Arts Industry Association. But what I would encourage you to do is just test it out.
Yeah.
Just call us,
right.
Talk to us, or come to the event and spend $1,000 between airfare and a hotel room and the ticket to get in. $1,000 for everything, basically. That $1,000 could potentially turn into $1 million. Or if you got nothing out of it, zero, your risk is $1,000. I just don't understand, I don't know. I just wish more of you were driven to grow. And I'm not saying we're the end all. Go try out the next consulting group. Go to their event. Find somebody that can elevate or help you elevate your business, because at the end of the day, MAIA, the Martial Arts Industry Association, wants to elevate the industry however we're going to do it, right? I just feel we have unbelievable systems to do it, right?
Yeah. And we're a great fit for those of you that have been struggling and just want to break through the next level and are willing to do the work. We're not a great fit for someone that just doesn't want to do the work and wants us to do all the work for you, right? We consult you over the phone. We don't come to your school and do the work for you. We'll give you all the information like we've done with all of our clients. And then it's on you to make sure that you execute. Of course, we're there every step of the way, but I just want to be clear about that, because I think sometimes there's different expectations. And so, look, at the end of the day, we're all martial artists, and discipline goes a long way. Perseverance goes a long way, and work ethic goes a long way. Right. And when you do those things and you execute and you implement with our help, you will see the results in your school. There's no possible way around it. The only way that you fail is when you fail to execute or you fail to implement. And then you're always going to be where you always were.
If you were to call us, what we're going to do is ask you, what is the goal? What are we trying to accomplish? What do you want? We got people that say, look, I've been doing this 40 years. I need to be able to retire within 5 years. Okay, so we need an exit strategy and an exit plan. Do you want to sell the school? Do you want the school to continue when you retire? Do you have staff that's going to take it? Like we're going to come up with what? If you say my goal is I gotta make more money to support my family. I gotta generate more career opportunities for my black belts. You guys dictate the target. What we will do is tell you exactly. It's a blueprint. We're going to tell you exactly what you need to do to get there, and it's not guesswork. I guarantee it. But like Tassoul said, you got to work. If a student came to you and said, sir or ma'am, I want to be a world champion and win the gold medal in the Olympics, would you tell them, do you have a way to do that without really training or working hard? If you do, call me and I'm going to get consulting from you, because I don't think that's possible. Right. And neither is taking your business to the highest level it potentially can go. But we get comfortable. And some of you will say, I'm successful enough. I don't want you to be successful enough. I want you to be as successful as you possibly can be. That's the difference. So if you just want to be good, we're not the right fit either, because when you are just good and we get you to a certain level and then you kind of just like, I'm good and I'm not going to come to the seminars, but I still want to pay you guys. I want to know you're there when I have a question, but I'm not going to take your calls when you call me to talk to me or ask how I'm doing, because we're not the group for you, because we're going to get irritated and we're going to push you or we're going to cancel you.
Right.
We are here to get the job done, whatever that job is, whatever that target is. But if you tell me my goal in life is to gross $30,000 a month in my school and that's it, you're going to have to explain to me why that's it. And by the way, we've heard that, haven't we? We've heard, I don't want more than 150 students. I don't want more. Why? That's ridiculous. The only reason why is because you think that, well, with more than 150 students, my quality is going to go down. You're just telling me you don't know how to do it. Right. Because that's not real. That's not true. Or 150 students, I got to hire other people and I like teaching every single class. Do both. Have somebody there in case you get COVID so you can still have the classes going, right? I mean, you guys got to get out of your own way. It's so true. So anyway, if you want information on the All Systems Go, great. If you want the free audit where we'll just identify where your problem areas are That link is here as well, right here. And by the way, guys, why don't you tell us, well, I'll ask again. We only had 1 or 2 people. What are your biggest wins of 2022? Does anybody want to tell us what is your biggest win of 2022? You know, I'd love to hear it. Tass, I think your biggest win of 2022 is potentially $100,000 this month.
Yeah.
That's a win.
It's a big win for us. It is. It is.
One location, you know, 2 staff members.
There was a parent that I didn't go choke out. That was a win for me.
That's a win whenever you don't choke a parent out. Yep.
That could have been a bad deal.
I know your anger issues have been an issue and you're getting that in check, and that's a win.
Yes. No, we all have them, right? But look, and by the way, this is not the biggest win, but sometimes firing a client is a big win because they can be toxic to your school and to your business. And it's okay to do that, right? That's not our biggest win, but you've heard the expression, don't let the bad apple spoil the bunch, right?
As soon as you said that, Miss Connor's sitting right here all subtle. She's working, and you say, sometimes the biggest win is firing a client. She just starts going. I'm like, she's like, fire them all.
Fire them all. You got to do the Sun Tzu, cut the head off of one to get the attention of the others.
Oh, here we go. Miss Ramos. I had freedom to come and go as I pleased, didn't feel obligated to be on the floor, ate dinner at a decent time. That's a win. Good for you, right? Miss Collier just hit our yearly goal and opened our 3rd location this year.
Fantastic.
Miss Collier, dare I ask, I mean, you don't have to say it, but do you want to say it? Do you want to say, like, what'd you gross this year or this month? I mean, and you don't have to say it if you don't want to, but people that are watching this that are not in the elite family, our competitors from other consulting groups that are watching this just to see what we're doing, we like to share these things. So, here you go. Miss Collier wasn't shy. $2 million for the year. And by the way, that's with just opening a 3rd location this year. $2 million for the year. So that's really 2.5 locations, maybe.
Right.
$2 million for the year. Karate John.
There he is.
Rejoining my elite and held accountable, using systems in record year, up 150,000. That is awesome, man. I mean, that really is. That really is, because I will say, sir, I remember you were a client with Maya Elite. I'm thinking maybe 15 years ago, right? And I'm going to be honest with you. Another thing that I love about Maya Elite or Maya, we are constantly learning from you as we consult. So what we were consulting 15 years ago, our systems are so refined and so much better today. He rejoined, and when did he sign up? Was it in July at the Super Show?
In July, yeah. Yep.
All right, signed up in July, and when working from July until now, we're up 150,000 and having a record year. Congratulations.
That's awesome.
Mr. Desjardins, what's a good percentage to grow each year? New school, what's the goals of your new location alone? Listen, that's not a regular answer, because it depends on where you're at in your business. Like our goal, right? Our goal with the existing locations is a minimum of 5% a year because of where we're at. We've been breaking records. Do you have any idea, Ms. Connor? I don't even know, but we've had a record year every year for the last, take out COVID that year, right? But we've had a record year every year for probably since 9 years, since 2013, I think, coming out of 11, 12, maybe 12 was. So 9 or 10 years, we've had a record year as a per school average every year. So right now, if we can increase 5%, which we've been blowing that out of the water, maybe it's 10, 5, right? But if you're a newer school, or if you're a school that's just not making it, we'd want a 200% increase. Yeah. So it really depends. We'd have to look.
Yeah, when you say new, like, and he said it too, but if newer school, not meaning new as an open new, but even if your school has been around for a long time and hasn't implemented the systems, right? We want to see a big growth. So that's an individual, more of an individual question, individual school-based question.
Hey, in case you were wondering, Tass.
I know, I saw it. Thank you, Clark.
He's closer to you when we going hunting.
He is. Yep.
Clarky, O-Town misses you, buddy. So anyway, we'd love to help. We're excited. I know this year is going to be the best year yet coming up. I will tell you, if you don't have systems in place and if you are not doing something different, even us, you will not have a record year next year.
Don't be the buzzkill right now. Leave them on a good note.
Well, look, Fed's just raised the rates again, right? You're fighting you're fighting the economy right now with where people have indiscretionary spending. Now, for those of you who do after school and summer camp, you could say you're protected from that potentially, right? Because parents need that for kids, but we don't do that. And I'm okay with that. We have things in play that we're going to be all right. Better service. We're up in the game in every aspect of our business. And we just believe in the value. So what I hope our families do in our martial arts schools is maybe cut back on their Starbucks, right? Cut back on some of their other spending so they can stay in martial arts and continue to do what we provide, because we're so service driven and we're big on value and providing a high value. So we're not worried about it. As a matter of fact, I told you, we just opened a new school last Friday. We have a new school opening at the end of first quarter of 2023. And I hope to open another 2 schools next year, potentially, right? So we're ready, and we'd love to share. We'd love to see you guys at our event. We'd love to do a free audit for you. And this is our last show of the year as well, right, Tass?
It is. I believe it is. Yes. So if you guys, if you have questions or whatever, certainly reach out. We're happy to help you. We can do that, but get yourself situated for the new year. And some of you are closing. Some of you are pretty much open, with a few days off over the holidays, but take some time, enjoy the holidays, enjoy the family, rest, recharge, and be ready to go into the new year with the great attitude and be ready to conquer the year, right?
The other thing, and by the way, here you go again on the all systems go, but stop procrastinating and say, well, when I get here, I'll call them. Or when I do this, or I'm going to wait until. Stop waiting. There's nothing to wait for. People ask, when's the best time to implement a new schedule? When's the best time to raise your prices? Right now. I mean, it's like, it doesn't matter. And I'm not saying raise your prices or change your schedule. I'm just saying whatever it is in your life where you're saying, hey, I'll join the gym once I lose another 10 pounds. Come on.
Yeah, right. When was the best time to start investing? Well, yesterday. When's the next best time is today, right? I mean, and that's a true statement, right? I mean, you should have started that a long time ago for most of us. However, the next best time to start is now. Well, there's investing the traditional way, and then there's investing in yourself and in your business that can take you to the next level. And I just can't recommend people doing that enough. And whether, like you said, whether it's with us or anybody else, you should always, the first investment that you should make is always back into yourself and your business. And that will continue to carry you to the next level. So you're always on the cutting edge. So
that's
I'm excited for you guys. 2022 is not over. Do not tap out. Keep your foot on the gas. Push hard to hit the goals, to hit the whatever numbers that you have, and enjoy your holiday break. And that's the result of doing a lot of probably prep work and getting ready and prepared for December. And now you've seen the fruits of your labor, but there may be more things that you still need to get to. So don't worry. So, even for us, the outcome, right? The outcome is, okay, we're sitting pretty good right now. We wouldn't have to keep pushing, but we're going to push because we want to follow the process of what we need to get done. So I'm not as worried about the outcome is, did we follow the process and did we set out to complete and finish everything that we said that we were going to do? And if we did that, then where does that outcome put us? Okay, great. Now I go on the holiday break. We all go on the holiday break knowing that we did our job and we did the most that we possibly could. And then we like I said, we relax and recharge. The problem is sometimes you don't know what is the most that you could do because you're not being pushed or you don't have a coach, right? And that's sometimes a challenge.
And Mr. Clark just texted me and said, "How dare you quit Starbucks and do martial arts?" His wife is a high up in Starbucks, so I apologize for that.
That's right.
Quit Dunkin' Donuts
There you
and
go.
stay with martial arts and Starbucks. They go hand in hand.
Great stuff.
Anyway, all right, man. Well, guys, have a great, happy holiday. And we will see everyone after the new year. And let's crush 2023. I hope to see you guys at our All Systems Go event in March in Orlando, Florida. Check out the link. And we're here if you need us, industry. Thank you so much.
100%. Yeah. Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy holidays, all those good things. So if you guys need anything, we're here.
Thank you, guys.
All right.
Taz, thanks, buddy.
All right. Appreciate you guys. Thank you, sir. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.